So that was probably the first time I've felt really good on squats since the AMRAP period. I ended up doing 3 sets of 10 with 140 today, which is very, very good for me. Sun's out. Looked at it, and I thought, had a really good think about whether I should push the AMRAPs, push the body to this extent, fearing the sickness again. I'm still nasally a little bit, but I feel like today it's clearing up somewhat. I haven't coughed in a while. So I thought, okay, let me do it today. So instead of going 180, to 180 for AMRAPs, which is very, very difficult, the body needs a bit of a run up. So 140 for 3 sets of 10 will do. It's not going to be done again this week. It's going to be a weekly thing, I hope. I'm trying to be very sensitive towards the body. I'm trying not to, go hardcore like I did with the AMRAP period earlier this year. That was a very, very good period, but very good conditions as well, warm weather and all that. The other thing today that I did, which is, not usual for my AMRAPing period, is that I put the band around my knees, which makes it more difficult. But I think more so than anything, it gives me that cueing prompt to not let the knees go in. The band makes that very difficult. And it gives you this tactile feeling that when the knees do go in, when that force overpowers you, what ends up happening is that your butt shoots back, shins become vertical, and you go into that chest down, collapsing, stripper, good morning type of movement pattern. It's like these things get coupled up really quickly and you end up having these, coupling effects where the first thing to fall is the knees to buckle in, and that basically, initiates this domino effect down the chain and up the chain, which becomes very, very hard to overcome. And so then you go into this like super, super lower back dominant squat. And then, once that gets fried, then it's the show's over. You kind of get cancelled out. And then you soon fatigue the posterior chain and it's all over. So the first line of defense is that external rotation of the femurs. You have to fight that. And I think the band gives me that prompting. And it allows me to feel when that stops working, and straight away the forces end up multiplying in the lower back. So as I'm sitting here talking, my lower back is very much on fire. So the immediate thing is, okay, how do you accessorize that? How do you, train that moment, the external rotation? This is something that Louis Simmons always used to talk about. Cool, no worries. Here is a squat. Okay, we've identified what your weakness is. Okay, so you're going to do hamstring curls, let's say, for his type of squat. Okay, so you're going to do hamstring curls for the squat, but what are you going to do for the hamstring curls? He was trying to say that you should go down the line. Okay, so what makes you fail in the hamstring curls? What do you do for that? Okay, I'll do standing hamstring curls. Okay, what else are you going to do with that? I'll do GHD. So it's kind of like this thought process where you break down a very complex exercise and you go down the line and you keep accessorizing the accessory. And eventually you get to a period where you have like 4 or 5 movements that address each portion of it. And then, you work up the chain, and then the squat becomes this beneficiary of all of these things. So, what can I do to train that external rotation? Well, you can train abduction, and I have done in the past and with some degree of success. We're just basically standing and throwing a leg to the side. That's good. You could do a seated version, you can do a kneeling version, you can do many of these different things. And the good thing about doing these accessories is that they become very, very cheap. They become very cheap, and then eventually you benefit up the chain. But it all starts with the thought process of, okay, so what is going on? What is going on? Do I really believe that the first thing that fails is that failing of the external rotation of the femurs? If that is the first thing that falls and then everything else is a domino effect after that, then you have some sort of a hypothesis. Okay, yeah, sure. That is the problem. Now, if you get that hypothesis wrong, then the whole freaking 3 or 4 exercises that you pick down the line, you're basically pissing up the hill, man, pissing into the wind. It's not going to go well for you, man. You're going to need to cop it. I have a little bit of experience. I have a little bit of evidence behind me to say that this is the case. The external rotation is a thing, especially somebody that, squats narrow. When you squat narrow, there's very limited amount of external rotation forces involved because your knees naturally want to fall out. The people that are very good with external rotation, the people that squat wide. When you have wide stance, your knees want to buckle in. It's just simple physics. They want to buckle in as you push. So, you need to push out. So theoretically speaking, one of my accessories could be a wide stance squat with suboptimal or sub-maximum weight. And just practice that. I've done that in the past, and that is very challenging, and I'm very, very weak in those positions. So that's something else I can do. So, you can extrapolate some of these thoughts on and on and on based upon the first thought, which is external rotation is the limiting factor. It's a rate limiting step. And once you've established that, then you move on. The band is excellent because the band you can put on and you can go about your normal business and the band tells you, aha, you need to turn this on, otherwise this ain't going to go well for you. And the band is not very flexible either. Like the band is very, very tough. So it is very unforgiving. And the moment you give up that tension, you just start to feel it in your lower back and starts to fall apart. So I wish I could do this again in 2 days' time and go back to the period, but I'm not ready, and neither is the weather allowing me to do that. But today the sun came out and allowed me to feel really good again, where I pushed the squat hard. I've done the squats today, and that is all I'm going to do. I'm going to just pack up my stuff and go in the house, and that is it. Because today was heavy. 3 sets of 10 with 140 with the band on. You bet your bottom dollar that was a very, very effective workout, and I'm feeling it everywhere. Quads, lower back, also my arches. I think these shoes are doing something to my arches as well, challenging the normal positioning. Appreciate you guys like always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.